Here's what an Amazon product listing looks like. You have a title, some bullet points, a product description, images, and you have people over here searching keywords to find your product. If you're able to make all of these parts of the page awesome, you're almost guaranteed sales, and that's what we're going to focus on in the next couple of lessons. We'll start by adding your product's title into the Amazon product database. To do that, simply go to sellercentral.amazon.com and log into your account. Then click on Inventory, Add a Product, and click on Create a New Product. And now you'll choose what category to put your product in. You may be wondering what we mean when we say category. When you go to Amazon.com and hover over departments, you'll see different categories that products are in. So for example, if we go to Home, Garden, and Tools and click on the Kitchen and Dining category, it'll show me all the products that are in the Kitchen and Dining category. And within each category, there are subcategories. So for example, within Kitchen and Dining, there are coffee makers, which is another subcategory, which will show me all the coffee makers. And then within coffee makers, you'll see even more subcategories like French presses. And here we see all the French presses. So going back to Seller Central, you want to put your product in the most relevant category. So for example, let's say that we're selling those water goggles. We could go to sporting goods, swimming, swimming equipment, swimming goggles, and then click select. The reason you want your product in the most relevant category is because that's where people who are likely to buy your product will be at. Once you've selected your category, you'll see this form. This is the standard form that you'll be using when entering your product information. And the great thing about this form is that you can always go back and edit it. So if you find that you don't like your description after you've added it, or you want to change the price, you can go back to it at any time. You'll also notice that there are these red asterisks in different parts of the form. These show items that are necessary for you to fill out before your product actually shows up on Amazon. So let's start with product name. Now there's actually an art to selecting a good product name. Imagine we're selling the water goggles that we named AquaSwift goggles. It's not enough to title your entry AquaSwift goggles. You actually need to list your unique selling points in your title as well. So it's better to say something like AquaSwift water goggles hyphen extreme edition with anti-fog, super sealant, DuraPad comfort, and low drag, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Putting your unique selling points in the title is not only going to increase the chances that your customers will buy the product, but it will help you to appear higher on the Amazon search rankings. So for example, if someone types the keyword anti-fog swimming goggles, because you have anti-fog in the title, you're more likely to appear. So let's practice this a little bit. Which do you think is a better title? This or this? If you guess this one, you'd be right. You can see that the title has not only the name of the product, but also the unique value points. It's a premium, slow smoked beef, it's delicious, it's tender, healthy, etc. Let's try another one. The Beoplay A8 speaker system, or this. Obviously, the D-Night Magic Box has the name of the product, but also the unique value points. Ultra portable, wireless, Bluetooth speaker, powerful sound, etc., etc. All of these will help it show up higher on certain search rankings and will help increase sales. Now let's move on to the manufacturer. Here you can put the name of your own company, since by adding your logo and packaging, you've actually done part of the manufacturing process. So I'll put Uber Athletica. Under brand name, you can put in your product's brand. And then for all of these fields below, depending on the product that you're selling, you may be asked to submit different types of information. So for example, if you're selling an external battery for an iPhone, it might ask you for the battery capacity. Or if you're selling a bracelet, it might ask you for the number of carats of gold. And here you'll type in your UPC code. Now, a lot of these other fields you don't need to fill out. The only ones that you should really worry about filling out are the ones that have the red asterisk. Once you've filled out as many as you can on the page, you can then click on offer. The first entry asks us for a stock keeping unit or SKU. This is basically a number that identifies our product in the warehouse, and we can actually just let Amazon choose it for us. The condition will be new. And then we can set a price. So what price do we set? Now that's a question that we get asked a lot, and the answer will surprise you. There are two strategies that sellers use when setting a price, and they both can work. The first strategy is to price lower than your competitors. This can build momentum and get you sales more quickly since the product is priced to sell. Because more people may buy the product, you're also more likely to get customer reviews, which can further increase your sales. Another strategy, however, which I actually find more effective, is to start by looking at the average price of your competitors and increase it by 30 to 50%. The reason that pricing higher than others is a good idea is because people will often believe that the highest priced item is the best item. And because they think it's the best, they end up purchasing it. That's the strategy that I'll take in this case. So I'll check out my competition on Amazon. I'll see here that the average price is around $20, so I'll make mine $36. And don't worry, you can always start with a pretty high price, and if no one buys it, you can slowly lower the price. Here you can put a sale price, and this is what it's going to look like. I think one of the other water goggles that we saw had one. Here you'll see the actual price that they first put was $23.99, and then their sale price was $11.99. So if you'd like to do that, you can feel free. You can then set the quantity that you have on hand. So if you received 5 samples from the manufacturer and you opened one to try it out yourself, you have 4 new ones that you can actually sell. So you can put quantity 4. And again, these items usually I leave blank. If you want to fill them out, feel free. In the next lessons, we're going to cover how you can add some images and a bunch of other stuff to make your product page shine.